Do you know what a hashtag is? Do you want to know why it is beneficial to use hashtags in your social media? Well, stay tuned. We're talking about hashtags and the benefits to your business. So stay tuned. This is going to be a very insightful show. Emer, happy Friday.
I know. Thank Crunchy, it's Friday. Remember that saying, thank Crunchy, it's Friday?
Yeah. It's one of those, it's up there with sort of, take a break, have a Kit Kat, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish I could take a break.
Yeah.
We're already just back.
Take a break from you, Emer.
That actually reminds me. I was doing a presentation for an organization, and I put out Mars bars and Kit Kats, right?
Right.
And everybody picked. There's one for everyone in the audience. And then I asked those who had selected the Kit Kat why they picked the Kit Kat, and one answer was you get 4 fingers with a Kit Kat. So maybe there's more value in a Kit Kat than the Mars bar.
Yeah. Like, can you still get the 4-finger ones? I tend to see the mini ones that's like the double fingered kind of ones that they've mint, and there's orange, and then there's regular,
Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't actually like Kit Kats.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to, I'm not really a sweet eater, I used to be, but
you're more savory, are you? You're a bit bitter, is it?
Oh, that's a low blow.
You're sucking on lemons, are you? Morning, in and night.
Excuse me, I'm sweetness and light, I think if I had to go into, I do like the dairy milk, and I do like picnic bars. Picnic bars.
Yeah, picnic bars are great. Yeah.
But as
I say, talk about food. Do I? What I do love, before we get on, obviously, before we move on, I do love scones or scones. I don't know how we pronounce it. Scone or scone with raisins with a cup of coffee. All
right, I'll tell you a really, really funny joke or story. Joke. My uncle, when he came, I'm originally from Belfast, and when he came, he'd come to Dublin before the rest of the family had gone, and he went into this bakery, and he just, can I have a scone, right? And the lady didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah. And she went, are you in a schoon or a scone? Whatever it was. The next day he came in and he went, can I have a schoon?
A schoon?
He says, I couldn't remember what she said. And then after that, he just pointed, it was like,
I'll have one of them.
Yeah. Sorry, Uncle Brian. But my dad laughs every time he tells a joke, or a story. Yeah. But it just shows you, it's, or as Frank Carson would say, it's the way you tell them.
It's the way, accents. And
I know.
But before we get into today's topic, if you want to see or listen to our previous Let's Get Social Show episodes, you can catch them all on the Let's Get Social Show podcast, which is up on obviously the Dublin South FM website and on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. So do tune in and download.
Yeah, while you're having your scone or your scoop.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if video is your thing, why not join us on YouTube? Yeah, go there, look up the Let's Get Social Show, hit subscribe and ring that bell. I still have Anita Wong in my head,
Ding, ding, exactly.
Yeah, so her show was 2 shows actually, were really, really interesting. And I never thought I'd say it as the nervous video gal, but I really starting to really dig what she's saying.
Embrace video. And certainly, if there's other topics, obviously today we're talking about hashtags, but if there's other topics that you're interested in, you can email us at inquiries@dublinsouthfm.ie, and we'd be gladly take a look and see if we can turn them into a show.
Exactly. So today, we thought we'd talk about something that, I don't know, when you start out, Philip, working in social media, or even going on social media and looking at these very strange things.
X's and O's, that's what I...
X's and O's. Yeah. Well, I got a bit confused first because somebody was saying to me, can you tag this one and can you add that hashtag? And I went, are they not the same thing? Like, tagging, hashtag, tag. Yeah. I do think they should change the names, but we're going to talk about hashtags today.
Yeah.
Because I do have to say they have a lot of value on social media. Now, the one thing I will say on top of that is people can overdo it sometimes or underdo it. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, I think the hashtag is something that a lot of people maybe don't put much thought into, and maybe kind of don't give it the consideration, or maybe realize that maybe putting a bit of thought into the hashtag that you use, or getting involved in a trending hashtag,
or following them.
Exactly. So I suppose, Emer, do you want to kick off as to what is a hashtag?
Oh, give me the hard job, will you? Definitions. I know. Kind of spell definition. Yeah. Okay, so a hashtag is basically, it's a word or words together or a phrase. I know. Yeah. It's getting very confusing.
Yeah.
All put together with the little icon symbol is like the little hashtag, which is like this and this, go. Yeah, it's on your keyboard.
If you paid X's and O's,
they're on a slant.
In America, they call it the pound key. I think it is in America.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But that is the hashtag symbol. And
yes,
if you use Twitter, Instagram, all the social media channels, but Twitter and Instagram, you see hashtags kind of coming to full light there.
Well, there's a very good one that everybody should know. It's called hashtag the Let's Get Social Show. Have to get that in,
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's sometimes you kind of go, is it the right hashtag for me? Also. So I think when we go through this, hopefully people will feel that I can go and select the right ones and I will be fine. I actually tell people, think of a hashtag like an interactive bucket. Yeah. So hashtag coffee, right? So hashtag coffee, if you put that on a post and somebody clicks on it, it's a clickable link also.
Yeah.
You will be found in with everybody else who has put that on their post. So,
exactly. Yeah. Well, I think like what we were going to do today is just maybe go through as many as we can within the time, some benefits of using hashtags that you may not have thought of. You've hit on one there immediately, Emer, is hashtags potentially, when you use them, can help increase your brand's visibility and reach on social media. Especially when you're looking at, say, specific hashtags on certain days, like every day of the week, there's,
I know,
there's Wednesday Wisdom, there's Throwback Thursday, where people put up, like businesses I've seen a lot, say, particularly on Twitter for Throwback Thursday, might say, this time last year, we were working out of this kind of porta cabin, and now we've just moved into our new premises. Thanks everybody for all the support,
Yes.
And it's a great way to celebrate milestones, and so you can start to get conversation around that,
and then the other thing is that we were talking about, like, hashtag coffee, hashtag scone. So say you're in the coffee business.
Yeah.
There's actually a great website, Philip, Days of the Year, right, as you know. And in there they have certain trendy kind of national days for this, national days for that. And there is a National Cappuccino Day. I'm not sure what date that is. I must go have a look. But I actually thought that was so interesting, because then ahead of time, people can go in and, that are in the coffee business or in catering or whatever.
Coffee shop or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Can be using that. And then people, when they click on it, will go, oh, there's Philip's Cafe. We must go there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I think there is an ability to, because, like, even if you think of some of the fantastic kind of days of the year, like there's obviously you've got the normals like Easter and there's Christmas, but then there's International Women's Day, I think it is. You've got Father's Day, Mother's Day. There's
even National Radio Show Day.
Exactly, and if some of those particular kind of key days to your business, invariably there's going to be potentially a hashtag associated with them that you can put your own brand stamp on. And as you said, as those hashtags start to gain traction on a day because it's related, like, for example, there's always very supportive hashtags around, say, World Cancer Day, and other medical sort of conditions, where if you were in that particular niche, to get involved and to showcase this and delighted to be pioneering research to fight this terrible disease, hashtag World Cancer Day. And it presents your content and brand out to maybe an audience that might not have been, cognizant of you, So,
and then of course, if you're using that as a, say, cancer charity, then what you could do is have your own hashtag posts, put on the post with it, and then people that would have clicked through on the cancer hashtag would then see you and then click through and look at the rest of what's in the bucket regarding what you've posted. So it's a great way to categorize what you're talking about and the reason for posting, No,
absolutely. And I think that's a great point that you make about categorization, because something that I think we both always say to business, it's always great to try and create that branded hashtag.
Yeah. So go on, tell them what a branded hashtag is.
Okay. Well, I suppose a branded hashtag essentially is a hashtag that has a unique, I suppose, relevance to your business. It's almost like something you create. So, for example, I have hashtag Twyford Tip. So that every post that I do.
So everyone go check that out.
Yeah. So if you, and like you said, if someone on Twitter clicks hashtag Twyford Tip, all of my tweets under hashtag Twyford Tip come up. So exactly as you say, it's a great way to categorize all of my content on that channel.
Yeah.
And I think though one mistake I do see a lot of business make is that they put in their Twitter bios, they put hashtags on words that may be associated with their business.
And all their Instagram bios as well.
Yeah.
The problem with that is when you click it, then they're going to leave your account and they're going to go off somewhere else.
Yeah. So you don't want to do that. If you're putting a hashtag in your bio, use it as the branded hashtag, because that's your creative own space.
Yeah. So say it's you got that coffee shop, Philip. Geez, you're doing really well between hairdresser, flower shop. Now it's a coffee shop.
Have it all going on,
Yeah, Philip, hashtag Philip's Cafe. Yeah. And they're all going to see everything that you do. And then they could follow you, as you say, on Instagram, because you can follow hashtags on Instagram. But also you can follow hashtags on LinkedIn. And I don't think people realize that that's a really valuable strategy when it comes to their LinkedIn, although it's always emphasized with Instagram, but I just thought I'd bring that up just in case somebody didn't know, It
was a very good point. And I do think as well, something that we've both experienced is joining, larger hashtags around the whole area, especially maybe on Twitter, where this has always been a real interesting area, was the Twitter chats around a hashtag. Like we both have been involved in Madeline Sklar's hashtag Twitter Smarter, which I think it still happens every Thursday.
It's still going.
And once again, you can, and there's loads of other there's Dublin chat, there's me, the biz chat, and you can get involved in conversations around a hashtag with other business owners or even potential customers.
Yeah. And then if they're putting out that tweet throughout the hour, and say you're the Star Biz, Philip's Cafe is the Star Biz.
Doing hair and stuff, so making
and they're using that one hashtag, then you could be fined.
Yeah.
Which people would never have thought of,
absolutely.
So it's great in that regard. But maybe there are people out there that are not Twitter fans, so we'll have to maybe think of something else now. How can we get around this? But that's why I kind of thought, like, a lot of businesses out there are probably using more Instagram and probably Facebook. And again, you can use the hashtags on those platforms, but it's down to quality, not quantity, as they say, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think at the end of the day, on Instagram in particular, when Instagram kind of sort of started, everyone was kind of saying, "Oh, you have to use 30 hashtags." But the latest research now is suggesting that the sweet spot tends to be between potentially 4 and 6, maybe 4 and 7, but to be very mindful with your hashtags on those sort of channels, because what happens is people will tend to, let's just say we do social media and digital marketing and we just do hashtag social media. That would be
too broad.
Very broad. So the recommended advice from a lot of the Instagram kind of influencers is that, maybe have one or two very broad, but then have, I suppose, very niche ones as well. That kind of almost ties into your keyword kind of research. What would your Instagram audience actually search for on Instagram around a hashtag?
Yeah.
And that's maybe where your branded hashtag comes in, or look at some more wider diverse hashtags. Just don't think that, that's great, that's got that hashtag is followed by 20 million or it gets 20 million views, because your post will just get swallowed up, if that makes sense.
And all those views don't mean customers. So that's the other side of it, is don't think because, it's got great traction, it doesn't mean that they're going to pick up the phone and give you a call, as they say. Exactly. It does raise visibility, but that's where I think sometimes people can get a little bit caught up on the vanity metrics, And so it's, as you were saying before, in previous occasions, that testing is always key, to see what's working and what's not working. Because you don't want to be using a hashtag that has got very low interest. You want to have it sort of medium and maybe test at a little high. As you say, we were talking about social media, but then you might go to social media tips or social media for business or social media marketing tips, and see if that's made any difference,
Yeah, and put in your audience, hashtag social media tips for busy entrepreneurs, like the great thing, obviously, across all of the analytics, and especially on, say, Instagram, is you can track, the hashtag clicks and get an understanding as to what hashtags are working. So exactly as you said, test out the different hashtags potentially, and even monitor your competitors across the various channels.
What are they using?
What are they using from a hashtag perspective, or are they even using hashtags? Because once again, these are relevant ways to potentially, help your business get visibility,
and reach new people as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose, as you said, following certain hashtags is always great as well, because it allows another way to allow your business to keep up with trends and
if you're trying to figure out how popular a hashtag is, Instagram is good because it will give you an idea, when you go to put it into the little search bar on your phone or even on the desktop. I'm so used to thinking on the phone now that you can see it on the desktop, but you can go in and see, the amount of, if it's over 1 million, it's like going into a very busy bar. No one's going to see if there's 1 million people in there,
exactly.
You need to find it where there's kind of a reasonable chance that you could bump in to someone who'd be interested,
No, absolutely. Like, I think another great use of hashtags, which a lot of businesses, I think, forget to use, is being able to monitor potential customer feedback where they haven't been maybe mentioned or tagged in a post across the social channels. Because you could either, if you have a branded hashtag, or even put a hashtag with your name, just to see does anything come up. This has worked quite well when I've done it in the past. You find tweets or LinkedIn posts or Facebook posts where your name has been mentioned, but you weren't tagged as such. And it's quite interesting, to either kind of see, is there positive things being said that you can get involved with, or is there negative elements that you need to be careful of, that you've not been aware of.
Does that happen to you a lot? Does it, like, no,
it's always excellent feedback. Hashtag wonderful content.
Oh, so it's hashtag wonderful, is it?
Yeah. Wonderful coffee, as he did my hair.
No, but it is like, that's where I'm saying that sometimes people get a bit confused between the tagging of the @sign, which the way I kind of came up with it was, think of the @sign like Mr. or Mrs., at Philip Twyford. And then and then the hashtag is, as we were saying, categorizing, put it in a little box, so to speak, and then that way you don't get confused, because sometimes I have people coming to me and they're going, well, what's the difference between the @sign and the the funny Chrissy Crossy icon. And I kind of thought that might be made it a little simpler, that way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I think like people have often asked, is there a sort of an ideal number of hashtags to use? Like for me personally, this has always been my feeling is on Twitter.
Go on.
I don't go over 2. Where I've seen tweets where there's like nearly, 5, 6, 7, and
so I'm bold. I use 3. Is that bold?
Well, Emer, it's all coming out now, isn't it?
I'm slightly bending the rules a bit. But
it's just my personal preference.
Yeah, I know. But then, as you were saying, like Instagram is reduced. With LinkedIn, and I heard this from somebody a while back, because they were, people are contradicting. Oh, you don't really use hashtags on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
No more than 5.
That's right. And the 3 to 5 is for
yeah. So if you want to get your business name in there, make sure it's number 5, say,
Yeah. Instagram kind of sort of experts are saying kind of between 3 and 6. But once again, you test everything. You may find that if you do 10, it could be fantastic. If you do 3, it could be fantastic.
Yeah.
Facebook, I tend to stick between 2 and 3.
Okay. Oops, 5 and 6. Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's once again, it's personal choice. I think. Quality.
I think I think also it could be down to the industry as well, like what you're in, because again, go back to the florist, you might have to put in, like, do you remember when it was Valentine's Day? They probably had hashtag roses, hashtag red roses, hashtag teddy bears, you don't get
hashtag chocolates.
Yeah. Hashtag hearts, and then hashtag the name of the business.
Yeah.
Hashtag location. Actually, that's another one. Where you're located is another good hashtag, because if people click on that, then you're in the location. And I don't see, I don't know, do you find people use location hashtags that much?
I rarely see it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right.
But I think it's a good idea. Certainly. But I don't see it used a lot. And I suppose it's always something just to keep an eye on, because as we just mentioned, like Instagram has made so many different changes. It used to be much more about hashtags. It was the same on YouTube, where if you're familiar with YouTube, there's an
what's the kind of happy medium with YouTube, as I'm still coming to terms with that. What
YouTube,
is it there?
Well, with YouTube originally, there used to be a much more search focus on the video tags, i.e. the various kind of keywords that would be associated with your video. But what experts are now saying is that YouTube doesn't put the same emphasis on the YouTube tags as it used to. But like Anita Wong said in that interview we did with her about YouTube, I use the same tool. I used TubeBuddy, and I still follow their parameters for good SEO and try and put in a good number of tags along with other things. So I think it's kind of it's one of those things where just be ever testing. I think it's good to include hashtags on your posts.
I actually think they look naked if you don't have them.
Yeah, I do think that you need to use some in your posts, because it is still a way of being found within various conversations around hashtags, and especially on specific events or certain days that might have a relevance. It allows you to get in front of an audience that you might not have got in front of, And
it's like, for example, we do the radio show. You could say hashtag radio show, hashtag podcast, hashtag podcasting.
Yeah. And even, search for opportunities by way of hashtag, hashtag, guest posting, if you're looking to do guest posting.
There's a good one, actually. It's come to mind, is what the journalists all use in on LinkedIn, or like Twitter, sorry. It's a journo request. So if you use that hashtag and go into search, in Twitter and look up, there's usually a journalist going, oh, we're looking to interview someone who has multiple businesses, like a hairdresser, a cycle shop, a cafe, a florist. I think I must send you that tweet on, Philip,
Exactly. I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, you're just exactly what they're looking for.
Looking for, exactly.
And it could be the Sunday Times or CNN. You just never know.
No, absolutely. But that, like what you've raised there, is a very good point, because like even using hashtags to find influencers in your niche, or other businesses in your industry through
sponsors for things. What else? As you said, there could be a charity event coming up and you maybe want to, get involved in or whatever.
So I think the overarching message is that, kind of try and create a branded hashtag. I think it's very valuable for your business.
Yeah.
And to be kind of considering when you're creating content on the social channels, what relevant hashtags, both kind of broad but also niche, that you have a good sort of scale. And is there any particular trending hashtags on the particular day or around it that might be relevant for your business to get involved
and
in?
If you're not sure, why don't you ask your audience? It was very funny. I think it was a couple of Christmases ago, and I was in the supermarket going past all the lemonades, as they say. And
so, as you said at the start of the show, you're a bitter person. Lemon and lemonades.
So anyway, I went and I saw, and I had to buy it, and I still haven't. I should have brought it today to show. Maybe I'll take a photograph and send it out when we go out on the show on this topic. It was a bottle of wine, and it just had a hashtag and nothing else. Wow. So you could actually write what you wanted on the label. Yeah. So I had put up and going, what should I put on the bottle, for fun? It's around Christmas time. And somebody came back and said, it's mine. In other words, send it over, or just open it was another one, so you could have fun with them.
No, that's absolutely. Like just as we come to the, it's hard to believe it's nearly, we're nearly coming to the end here.
We talk too much,
Where
can people find ideas for hashtags? I know.
Well, it's just a couple of tools that people might want to try out. One is hashtagstack.com.
Oh, yes.
That's one tool. There's gravtag.com, which is GRAV tag.com.
I haven't used that one.
It's quite interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, test them all and see. There's best-hashtags.com. The one I tend to use all the time is called rapidtags.io.
Why do you like that one the best?
I just feel that the results it gives back are the best based on the keyword I put in.
Really?
That's just my own experience. Now, I think there's a paid one called Hashtagify, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Right?
And it actually has a nice little, it looks like a mind map. It comes up and you can see what are the more popular, but within that, you might decide I'll go with some of the popular ones and some of the less popular ones, just to see.
Right. Yeah. And I think there's another paid tool called Write, R-I-T-E, Write Tag.
Yeah.
But, definitely, I think from my point, using hashtags across your social media channels, I think is well worthwhile, both from
definitely, because there's a chance of you getting found maybe under something that you wouldn't normally be found, which has to be relevant, of course, but still in all, it's another opportunity to raise your visibility and your brand awareness,
Exactly. So there we go, Emer. That's that.
That's a wrap. Hashtag. That's a wrap. So I was going to say, if everyone enjoyed today's show, and hopefully they did, hashtag we did it. And you can catch it again on the podcast as Podbeam, iTunes, Spotify, and the Dublin South FM website. And of course, go find us on hashtag YouTube. As I say, subscribe and ring that hashtag bell.
Please do. If you, as we said at the start, if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover for future shows, you can drop us in your ideas to inquiries@dublinsouthofm.ie, and we'd be delighted to review and maybe turn them into a show.
Yeah. So there you go. I still cannot believe we could talk about hashtags for half an hour,
Well, there you go. So #gold.
#you. You did well.
#so did you.
I'm still on #camera.
So do stay tuned and tune in again next week for more Let's Get Social.
They might not come back.
Please come back.
Please do. And again, it's interesting being on camera and doing this, because the way you got, listen, who'd be looking, who wants to go and watch us? But there are people coming, and maybe it's the hashtags we're using, Philip. Maybe. So, but
so
again,
that's a wrap. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you
watching.
Again
soon. #come back.
Yes. #goodbye.
Okay, and that is a wrap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next week.